Well, I want to talk a little bit more about whether or not the Anunnaki are still here. Because if you missed last time, as I reported, their influence and their power, whatever, kind of waned. They all pretty much up and left about 500 BC, at 500 BC. So I think the older ones, like Enki and Leo and Hirschhag and some of the other ones, they went back. And the younger ones who have never were born here on Earth probably went back at least to visit. And I don't know if they came back or not. Probably not, because Nibiru still had to come back around. And so if they're coming back, we'll find that out in another 50, 60 years or so. I was hoping it would come more sooner in my lifetime. But if there are any still here, I would say they're in the mountains north of Haran, the Sinai, around this Aswan Dam, because Enki used to have a place there, or further south in Africa, where Enki also had a complex, the medical complex, where a lot of the DNA work was done, or South America, where they also had places of influence and power. Now, outside of that, if they stayed, I'm sure they would have wealth and some influence, but I wouldn't think you'd find them on the streets. I think our society is too noisy and too ugly for them. I mean, after all, when we were making too much noise just having sex at night, that's when they started to, let's get this under control. If you'll remember that story, that's a story. But anyway, if they are still around, I think they're not part of our society. It's not that eccentric rich guy in the big house at the Dominion or wherever. I think they're in some secluded spot and have enough contact where they have someone that would go and get groceries and supply and drop them off at some location, and then the Anunnaki individual or family or whatever would get these supplies, food and water or whatever they needed, and take them back to wherever they're living. But I don't think they're walking the streets with us, except maybe to visit or to do something. I think they're holed up in some isolated location, doing research, contacting the home office, if you will, letting them know about the climate here. Because as you know, they were having climate problems in Nibiru too. So some of that is being reflected here. And so maybe they're just doing research, but I don't think they're walking amongst us.